Okay, welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be taking apart this water cooler and dispenser. You know how it goes. You got the big jug turned upside down and you stick it down onto that spike, and then it will gravity feed down into the unit. And this particular unit will also chill the water and also heat up the water. And then you dispense it down in here. And I was taking a look back in there, and we definitely have a compressor for a refrigeration unit. You also have this coil on the back. And there's your compressor down in there. But you also have this little miniature hot water heater here. And two little elements there. And so we're definitely going to take all that apart and see exactly what's going on. So we have some switches here, and we're going to find out exactly what those are for. Also, I've never had one of these. I don't know how it works exactly, and I certainly don't have the manual. So we're going to learn as we go. I'm going to start by taking this back panel off here and see what's in there. Okay, so behind that panel you have this tank here. There's a tank in there beneath the styrofoam. I'll take all this off so we can see. But obviously I think that what we have here is a chill tank and a heat tank, a hot tank. Because of course there would be more of a demand for cold water than there would be for hot water. So really, you know, this hot water tank only has enough for a couple of cups if somebody was trying to make tea or maybe instant coffee, but everybody wants cold water, so this tank is bigger. So I'll just take, as you can see, there's a pipe leading off of that, and it runs down to, curiously, doesn't run to the hot water tank, does it? I guess it does. Okay, don't quite understand yet. Let me take it apart farther so that we can see what's going on. Take these other two screws off and see if we can get the top off of there. Okay. Okay, so now I have the top off, and I'm not totally getting what's happening here, but it sure is interesting. So clearly on the back side, on the top side of this, that's where the jug went. The jug in there, it gravity feeds in through there, which would mount up to right there, see? So this, because it's got this styrofoam around it, I imagine this is a chill tank, and I think it just remains full. And right off, it looks like maybe the hot water tank is getting its water from the cold water tank. Maybe I'll see something to verify that as different, but it looks that way. This pipe here does not match up to anything right here. See, when this folds over, that's where it would go. So I'm thinking that I don't know what it is. I don't dare guess, because with YouTube you get so many corrections. I'm just going to say I don't know. Now that hole there is attached to a pipe down there. Pipe right. Oh dear, I can't see it. Maybe you can see it right there. It's on the other side of that. And I don't know what it does. I'm totally foreign to these things. And I want to reiterate, I take these apart out of curiosity. I don't really know what's going on. Now these buttons here are pushing these little plungers down there. Perhaps we'll be able to see this better. See there? And then the next one, that's the next one, and then the one with the red button operates this one that appears to go farther down. I apologize. There it goes. And that has that other tube that goes down there. Well, actually, it's going... I don't know. But I think that the next thing I'm going to do is try to get the front part off. Now that I have... It's all snapped on. These little snaps here. So I'm going to try to get that off and get a better look at what's going on there. Okay, so I've got the front panel off and peeled over so that we can see what's going on. So once again, there's the 3 buttons there attached to those kind of rods there, and they pushed on the back of these levers here and operate these valves. And so now we can see exactly, they of course are all linked at the bottom. They all go to the same pour spout for good reason, but they come from different places. So you can clearly see the one in the middle has got a pipe leading to it from the top of this tank. And the one on that side has a pipe that leads down to the bottom of that tank. Basically, that pipe is attached to the bottom portion of that big tank there. And then this one over here, the pipe leads down to that little hot water heater down there. And so there are your 3 sources. Now, how it's separating cold water from room temperature water right here, I don't know. I don't understand what's happening there. But we've got to look at the valves there. And now, oh yeah, I saw over here we've got a little something or other. And my guess is that it might just be a light. You can see up under there, right there, there is a I'm hoping, let me see if I can get in there. Right there is where the, I'm guessing it's just a light, or maybe it's some kind of a sensor. I'll open up that little box there to see what's in there. Okay, inside that box was just a simple circuit. It's just a resistor in there. So I think it's just a light to light up your cup. And actually, if you follow the wires over, it solves the mystery of the first switch over there. So I guess that is a cup light button. Okay, moving on. What are we going to do next? I don't know. Okay, I just want to make a note here of something that I'm seeing. This pipe here that's sticking up, this is the little hose that goes down to the hot water heater. And I had said earlier that I think that cold water was going to the hot water heater, but we just saw with those 3 valves that it is drawing from the top of this tank to get the room temperature water, and that of course is where this would be. As much as it's sticking up there, you got to imagine that it's really up in this sealed cap, and so it's drawing from really above the tank, right below the actual water supply jug. And so that is where the hot water heater is getting its water. Okay, in the meantime, I'm having a little bit of a mystery getting the rest of this apart. I think that because it is welded to seal the system, I think that that was probably one of the final things that they did during the manufacture, is to seal the system and put the refrigerant in there. So let's see where we go from here. Oh yeah, and one more thing. It looks as though the other 2 switches, apart from the switch there, that seems to be the cup light. And these must mean, probably the red one is the water heater, and the green one is probably the cooler, or something like that. Anyway, I don't claim to be an expert. I'm just curious about these things, so I look in there. I don't know what taking it apart further is going to do for us. Your compressor is down there, your hot water heater. Oh, you know what? I want to pull out one of those coils to see what they look like. I think that is about all I'm going to do. So let's do that. Let's check them out. Well, look at this. Look what we had behind there. I fell for it because, I mean, looking at a real hot water heater, like for your house, you have a coil that sticks in there, and it looks kind of like what you would see inside your toaster oven, but it's looped, so it would go straight in and loop and come back. And that's what I thought these were, but it's definitely not. I actually don't know what's going on here, but you know, these wires are awfully thick for these to just be sensors. I don't know what these are. I'm very curious to know what these are. But, so how is it heating up? Well, turns out there's a couple more wires there on the bottom. So now I must get this whole thing out there to see what's going on there. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can get that out. Okay, we got it out of there. And what do you know? It was still full of water. So here's a look at the bottom of it. Looks like a sealed system, but there do appear to be the coils right there. And they seem to be kind of permanently in there. But I'll take this insulation off and see if there's any way to open that to see what the story is on these side units. Okay, so I got the top off. I just cut it off, and we finally got a look at the coil in there. And it's a coiled up coil. So that's an interesting element. And that paired with, see, there's nothing on the side there. That's where those other sensors were touching. But I don't think there's sensors. I'm forced to guess, and boy am I going to get corrected if I'm wrong, but I think this is inductive, and I think so this is inductive heating of the water, and that explains that. And it satisfies my curiosity. I sure was wondering what on earth was going on in there. So there's a look at that, and I think that's it. That's everything I can show. So the mystery here is how they are cooling only the bottom half of this tank here. It must have something to do with this plastic separator. Let me pull that out of there. Got it. And there's what you have in the bottom. And your plastic separator just looks like nothing. Anyway, it was just a curiosity thing. I appreciate y'all watching. I'm sorry if I'm not an expert, but I don't know. Y'all have a good day.